Excessive wealth. According to Old Testament prophecy, Babylon will be the golden city, Isaiah 14:4, abounding in treasures, Jeremiah 51:13, and overly proud as a result of her great wealth, Ezekiel 28:5. She will dwell in luxurious palaces, Isaiah 13:22, and like her sisters in symbolism, Tyre and Nineveh respectively, she will enjoy excessive wealth, Zechariah 9:3, an endless supply of silver and gold, Nahum 2:9. In the end, her riches will not be able to ransom her life, Isaiah 47:11. All her great wealth will be plundered and destroyed, Jeremiah 51:58. This picture agrees perfectly both with the description of Babylon the harlot, in Revelation 17:4, who is dressed in purple and scarlet, and glitters with gold, precious stones, and pearls, compare Revelation 18:16, as well as with the description of the destruction of that nation, in chapter 18, where the merchants of the earth who grew rich from the abundance of her excesses, Revelation 18:3, will catalogue her excessive purchases and possessions, and lament the loss of such great wealth, Revelation 18:17. Unequaled commerce. Apart from the fact of her great wealth and luxury, Babylon will also be a trading nation, known for her commercial activities. In an entirely prophetic context, Zechariah 5:11 tells us that wickedness is to be taken to the land of Shinar, that is, Babylonia. This passage refers primarily to the centralizing of satanic evangelism in Mystery Babylon, but the fact that wickedness is carried in a measuring basket gives a clear coincidence of hyper-commercialism and evil. Nahum 3:16 mentions the Assyrian merchants who, like locusts, strip the land bare and fly off. But it is Tyre, the commercial titan of antiquity, who best represents the future Mystery Babylon in this respect. Tyre is said to be the marketplace of the nations in Isaiah 23:3, and it is this unequaled commerce that has gained her great wealth for her, Ezekiel 28:4 and 5. Her merchants are princes, and her traders renowned on the earth, Isaiah 23:8, and this last reference is applied directly to Mystery Babylon at Revelation 18:23. Tyre's selling of Jews as slaves foreshadows Antichrist's persecutions, inasmuch as this sin is specifically said to be judged on the day of the Lord, Joel 3:4-8 and Amos 1:9 and 10. The evil nature of Mystery Babylon's commercial activities also calls to mind the trend of the third seal, Revelation 6:5 and 6, Antichrist's hyper-control of economic activity to the detriment of all but his chosen few, a trend which reaches its apex of evil in the mark of the beast, without which no one will be able to buy or sell, Revelation 13:16-18, compare Nineveh, full of plunder, Nahum 3:1. This artificial and persecutory system will contribute to the great influx of ill-gotten wealth which Babylon will garner during the tribulation. Therefore, it is not surprising that her trading activities are characterized as prostitution, Isaiah 23:15-18. Finally, even casual readers of Revelation chapter 18 are left in little doubt about the extensiveness of Babylon's wealth and trade, especially of her voracious appetite for imports of the finest quality. Preeminent power mystery. Babylon is often referred to in Revelation as Babylon the Great, Revelation 14:8, a title which goes back to the head of gold, the first great empire, Nebuchadnezzar's historical Babylon, Daniel 4:30. As such, this title suggests that the future Babylon will stand head and shoulders above all other powers on the earth, and it is consistent with other descriptions of that coming power. Babylon will be the destroying mountain which destroys the entire earth, Jeremiah 51:25. Possessed of an invincible army, Habakkuk 1:8-11. Compare Assyria, Nahum 2:3 and 4, and Tyre, Ezekiel 27:10 and 11. The most glorious of kingdoms, and the glory of the Babylonians' pride, Isaiah 13:19. The Queen of Kingdoms, Isaiah 47:5. The bestower of crowns, Isaiah 23:8. The blasphemous I am of the nations, Isaiah 47:8. A ruthless and impetuous people who sweep over the whole earth, seizing dwellings not their own, Habakkuk 1:6. Compare Assyria, Nahum 2:11 and 12. Feared and dreaded are people who are a law unto themselves, and who promote their own honor. Habakkuk 1:7. Guilty men whose strength is their God. Habakkuk 1:11. The hammer of the whole earth. Jeremiah 50:23. The rod and staff which smites the nations. Isaiah 14:5 and 6. The war club that smashes nations at God's behest. Jeremiah 51:20 and 21. The boast of the whole earth. Jeremiah 51:41. One who attracts a wide variety of immigrant peoples. Isaiah 13:14. From the compilation of passages, Mystery Babylon's political supremacy, military dominance and aggressive imperialism are plain to see. Compare Nineveh, Nahum 3:2 and 3, and 3:19. No other nation on earth will be the like of her during that future time. It will not be a question of any true balance of power when Antichrist begins his run toward world conquest first, at the helm of Babylon, then quickly transferring his flag to the 10-kingdom revived Roman Empire, of which he gains control through her dominance. One particular aspect of Babylon's military might is important to consider separately, because it clearly marks her out as a future eschatological power. Although historical Babylon was, for all intents and purposes, a landlocked empire that relied almost exclusively on her army, Mystery Babylon of the Tribulation is described as a maritime nation, Isaiah 21:1 and Jeremiah 51:13, and will be a naval power of unprecedented strength. For it will be via the projection of her military power through this means that Antichrist will finally vanquish the Southern Alliance, removing thereby the last major impediment to his world dominance, Daniel 11:30 and 11:40, and compare the analogy of Tyre Babylon, Isaiah 23:4. It stands to reason that the aggressive, rapacious, imperialistic commerce with which Babylon is credited will require an unmatched navy to safeguard, foster, and enforce. Unprecedented evil. More so than any other nation in world history, Mystery Babylon will indulge herself in luxuries characterized by wickedness. Even those pleasures she takes which are ordinarily acceptable, or at least not sinful in and of themselves, will become so by reason of their extraordinary excess and their ill-gotten origin. Antichrist's evil system of economic exploitation has been covered in part in our treatment of the Black Horse, the third seal of Revelation chapter 6, and will be treated later in greater detail. Part and parcel of this exploitative system will be the idolatry and sorcery, which will characterize Antichrist's political movement, for that movement will be an inextricable blend of politics, economics, and religion, a feature of his rule that, while it will begin in Babylon, will reach its culmination when he takes his seat in the temple of God, proclaiming himself to be God, and forcing the whole world to worship him, Daniel 8:11 and Revelation 13:11 through 18. The inherent evil of Mystery Babylon is another prominent theme in Scripture, especially as it relates to her luxuriating at the expense of others. She is a wanton creature, lounging in her security, Isaiah 47:8, from whom proceeds a noisy voice of revelry, Jeremiah 51:55, trusting in her evil and oblivious to God, Isaiah 47:10, dissolute and pampered with luxuries, Isaiah 47:1, arrogant, Jeremiah 50:32, greedy, Habakkuk 2:5, guilty of extortion, theft, and unjust gain, Habakkuk 2:6 through 9. Like Nineveh, she is a city of lies, Nahum 3:1.